Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Jennifer Ettinger is here. She's a fitness and lifestyle expert with Fit Your Style. Thanks, Jennifer, for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
And you said, I feel so short today.
I
but
do.
I'm cheating with some really high heels.
You look great.
And you're wearing your sneakers as always.
I live in them. You know that.
I know
go,
that.
Go, go.
Got to fit in a last-minute workout before the show, right?
That's right.
So today we're talking about a topic that we don't talk about often, but that is affecting a lot of people.
Caffeine.
Caffeine.
Yes.
Such a big one. I know I've become more aware of it recently because caffeine is in so many things that we're not even thinking of.
It is.
How do we know when we are slightly addicted to caffeine, when we really need it?
First, a couple things.
Okay.
It is such a huge topic, so we're going to focus
Yeah.
on those who are actually consuming caffeine right now, because there are controversies. Do we have caffeine or not caffeine? There are studies that come out that yes, you can, no, you can't.
Right.
So you really have to, it's very personal, and you really have to decide what's best for you. And even very personal, and you really have to decide what's best for you. And even gets that deeper. Do you have caffeine or do you go decaf? Well, decaf has chemical stripping. So, you know, it's a huge, vast subject.
Okay.
But to answer your question, what we're going to do is there are hidden places where we have caffeine. We have caffeine, obviously, in coffee. We have it in tea. We have it in chocolates. We even have it in our medications. We have it in our energy drinks. So the challenge that we see is when we are consuming these things all day long, the question is, and I was having a talk with a staff member prior to this, that when they're filming a lot, they live on all the things I just mentioned. Why?
Oh, interesting.
It's a natural ingredient that's a stimulant. It's found in certain berries and leaves and plants. So people become addicted to that just to keep that false energy going.
I didn't know caffeine was natural. I thought it was kind of an additive that was added to
There
these
are
things.
additives, but it's actually now it's a natural source as well.
Okay.
So what we want to look at is, again, if you choose to have caffeine in your life, just to make sure that's not taking over your life. Are you having so much caffeine because you're not dealing with the stress of life? So according to Health Canada, for a general population, and it would be different for childbearing women because it can affect your reproductive system, you can have 400 milligrams a day.
Okay.
What I poured in here.
And then some people are thinking, what's that? What does that mean, really?
Exactly. Here you go. That
That's
would be your
400
coffee intake, 3 cups of coffee. That's your intake for the day of your total caffeine intake.
Okay.
At 400 milligrams, to give you a visual.
Okay.
Okay.
That seems like a lot, though.
It does seem like a lot. You're right. But I want you to think about a huge coffee from a popular coffee house, you know, regardless of what brand it is, how those drinks are very, very large. Think about that.
Okay.
If I probably poured that into here.
So I guess because it's in the pot,
Let's
it's funny.
see,
Because
just
it's in the pot, it looks like so much, but it's probably not that much.
Let's see, because this is
Here, I'll
probably
put it
a grande.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, so there you go.
Wow.
If you had 2 of those a day,
That's scary.
and a lot of people have more than 2, right?
Yeah.
So it's a good visual to see where are you with your caffeine.
And really, just because they say 400 milligrams is okay, doesn't mean you should be having that.
No, because there are effects, and it's very personal to each person. You may have
yeah.
different effects. I'm so sensitive, I get sick. So what do we look for that are side effects? It stimulates the nervous system. It stimulates your cardiovascular, where you don't feel well. It stimulates anxiety or stress, like you start to get the jitters. It affects the reproductive system. And there are actual links, if you're overdosing, that there actually are links to cancer in some areas. So, and this is coming from Brown University, the things that I just shared. So we want to make sure that we're just aware of what we're doing, and are we living off of it to get us through the day? That's the red flag.
And for you, as a healthy lifestyle expert, you can tell people, this is not healthy. You shouldn't be relying on it, right? Because there are other healthy substitutes that can still give you that energy to get through the day.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
for sure, for sure. And we're going to talk about a few of your hidden culprits, and then we're going to talk about how we can detox off of that.
Okay, so a lot of people love this.
We do.
They're obsessed. They think they're doing a good thing because it's 0 calories.
Yeah. And
But tons of caffeine still.
whether it is whatever soda you like, diet or non-diet, you're looking at about 4 milligrams of an 8-ounce.
Okay. 4
Drink.
milligrams.
In an 8-ounce cup. If you were drinking 8 ounces, you would have 4 milligrams of caffeine.
Okay.
Okay, so it's not, but then I know people that
Not
live
super
all
high, but
on this. And if you think about it, did they start the day with this?
Yes, they
And
did.
then they went to this and had 6?
Yes, they
Right?
did.
That's what we're worried about. Did they that streamlining and bringing in all these different facets of caffeine throughout the day?
Okay.
So you're right. This is not that bad, considering.
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
In moderation.
But you have to take the whole day's tally and look at it that way.
Absolutely.
Got it.
Then we go into what's really popular are the energy drinks.
These freak me out. Are they really popular? Do people still just drink them as
people live off of them.
Jolt? Yeah.
Yes, they live off them.
Okay.
And the reason why these are so much of a concern is people, it will say on it, drink one. Well, some people drink them all day long. And that's why we're seeing deaths, and that's why we're seeing serious hospital visits and things like that, because they're not following the specified directions that they're supposed to be doing.
Right.
So for this popular drink, you're looking at 166 milligrams in this drink.
Wow.
So think about it. If you had 3, plus you had coffee in the morning, boom.
Oh, you're way over.
You're way, way over.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful.
Okay.
Right? And then we go into another popular one, which we know of with the Red Bull, and that has 80 milligrams for an 8 ounce.
Okay.
Another thing that's the hidden culprit with these is the other additives that are included, that are the combination, the sugar.
Oh,
so you add that sugar, you add that caffeine, how are you going to feel?
Whammy.
Right, a double whammy. So you've got to be careful about that.
Yeah.
What are you actually consuming?
Okay.
And we've had this on the show before with the Verve. The Verve actually has, it's 8.3 ounces, and it has the 80 milligrams as well. The difference is the sugar that's involved in this is a natural sugar like a small apple, and it has the 65 minerals and the 12 vitamins. So you're actually kind of counteracting a little bit off that. So if you're still looking for an energy drink, you're fueling yourself with other things as well.
Yes, way less artificial.
Right.
Okay.
Just going for something that's a more healthy alternative.
Wow, so we have a minute left. I mean, what would be your main advice for people out there who are thinking, okay, I'd like to cut back or cut down? How do they do it?
Here we go. We look at, if you're at that 400 max, you start breaking it down where you have one caffeine beverage, you counteract it by having a non-caffeinated beverage. Then you start to taper. You take that 400 number, you have to do calculations, if you're serious, drop it to 100. You do that for a couple of days where you alternate, you only go up to 100, and then the bottom line is after you hit that 100 for 3 days, you go to 0.
Okay.
You're going to go through a headache.
Yep.
You're going to have a challenge, but just know everything in moderation, but just really look at your lifestyle and see if you're being life dependent on this, and if you are, start looking at stress relief techniques.
That's right. There you go. Do some yoga, some deep breathing to get you through it.
Yes.
Thanks, Jennifer.
You're
Great
welcome.
advice for everybody out there, because I think a lot of people rely on that caffeine fix all day long. For more details on how to live a healthier lifestyle, go to the website fityourstyle.com. We'll be right back with more details on Daytime.